The next time you want to borrow something, you gotta ask. What's up, YouTube? This is your boy John from Project Ellsworth, and I am back with you today for episode 8 of Fright Flick Friday. That's mine too, you know. Welcome to Fright Flick Friday. This is my series where I just briefly go over the movies that I've watched over the past week and give you some brief thoughts on them. This week I got the 4 movies. I got the Halloween 3, Halloween 4, Escape from New York, and Escape from LA. Some of these movies were definitely better than others. I certainly have a favorite between the 2 Carpenter films and the 2 Halloween films. Let's get into it. Halloween 3. A lot of people really dislike this movie basically because it does not contain Michael Myers. He's not involved, but everyone seems to think this would be a better movie if it stood on its own. I guess I have to agree with that, but as far as disliking the movie solely based on the fact that Michael Myers is not in it, to me is just ridiculous. That's a good movie. I think the movie's really, really good. I think it's very well made. It's made by a lot of the same players that were involved in making Halloween and Halloween 2. Same writers, same directors, same actors, producers. It's almost like a family reunion of sorts between Halloween 1, Halloween 2, and actually The Fog. There's a lot of people involved in The Fog in this movie as well. It's actually kind of a shame that that movie was released under the umbrella or the title of Halloween. I think that movie just got a really bad shake simply because of that. Next up, I watched Halloween 4. This movie, I did an individual review for Halloween 3 as well as Halloween 4, and I'll leave a link to those 2 reviews below. I get much further in depth of how I feel about those movies, a little bit more of the plot. So Halloween 4, this movie for me, in short, didn't like this movie nearly as much this time as I remember liking this movie. The characters in that movie, for me, specifically the main character in that movie, I found to be rather annoying. I'm talking about Jamie Lee, wrong movie. Talking about Jamie Lloyd, who was supposed to be Laurie Strode's daughter in this movie, or Laurie Strode's adopted daughter. I found her to be incredibly annoying. Non-stop crying, non-stop bitching, non-stop screaming. I couldn't stand that character in this movie. And it's strange because when I think back and I rank those movies in my mind, this one was on a higher level for me. Apparently, it's been a really long time since I've seen this movie, and there's been a lot of water under the bridge since I've seen that movie. And I don't want to say that I don't like it, but I will say I don't like the majority of the first half of that movie. I've since seen Danielle Harris in, well, a couple more Halloween movies, but in a whole bunch of other stuff. And I think that I've gotten to know her and her acting style more as an adult than I did. It's so far removed from what she was in Halloween 4. And I already was not crazy about the movie Halloween 5. I think a lot of the stuff in that movie was kind of ridiculous. So I'm kind of cringing at the thought of going back and revisiting that one too. Next up, I watched Escape from New York. I only have this on standard definition DVD. I actually looked on Scream Factory's website just yesterday to see if I could pick that up on Blu-ray or a Scream Factory release with a whole bunch of cool bonus stuff on it. The reason for doing that is they have their Screamtober or Shouttober, whatever it is. It's their Blu-rays are half off right now. Looked up Escape from New York. They have a really cool Blu-ray and they have a really cool Steelbook. Unfortunately, they're both sold out. But as far as the movie and the story goes, I really, really enjoy Escape from New York. That movie feels exactly like it's within that capsule in time of Halloween and Halloween 2 and Halloween 3, The Thing, They Live, The Fog, all of those movies that were made in that 5 to 10 year span all feel like John Carpenter projects. And although some of those are not directed by John Carpenter, well, most of them are, but Halloween 2 definitely was not. Halloween 3 definitely was not. They feel like John Carpenter projects, and I just love that feeling. So, Escape from New York, basically, Snake Plissken is pulled out of prison, told he would be pardoned if he went into Manhattan, which is now a giant prison. He would be fully pardoned if he goes in there and pulls out the president. The president's plane was going down. He was dropped out of the plane in a escape pod, landed in New York. Now he was held captured. Fantastic movie. Very different premise at the time. Really cool story. Great acting. Great cast. Great feel. Great atmosphere. Everything about that movie is really good. And then I watched Escape from LA. I saw that movie in the movie theater when it was released. I was extremely excited to see that movie because of my love for Escape from New York. I remember that movie not being nearly as good as Escape from New York. Now that I've gone back and revisited that movie, it's, in my opinion, kind of a joke and very well could be, remember, my opinion only here, very well could be John Carpenter's worst movie, or at least up to this point, the worst John Carpenter movie that I've ever seen. In my tastes, that falls flat on its face. They bring Snake Plissken back. They tell him again, we got somebody you got to go rescue. You're going to be pardoned if you go get her. This time it's not the president, it's the president's daughter. This time she escapes in an escape pod. She doesn't land in New York. Now she lands in LA. LA has been surrounded by water as a result of an earthquake. Now, LA is a prison with no authority in there, no cops in there, the same as New York was. She's got a briefcase with her that contains some sort of a remote control, some all-powerful remote. In the other movie, the president had some sort of cassette tape handcuffed to his wrist inside of a briefcase that was of great importance. It's the same story on the West Coast instead of the East Coast. Instead of being the president, it's the president's daughter. It's just not really good. As much as I would like to like that movie, I don't. There is a couple scenes of CGI in this movie that almost made me lose my lunch. There's a scene in this thing where Snake Plissken is riding a surfboard and catches up to a car on the side of the road, speeding away. Never surfed before, but that doesn't matter. Caught up to a car on a surfboard, dove off of the surfboard onto a moving car. As ridiculous as that sounds, I don't know if it's as well, it might be equally as ridiculous as this next thing. There's another scene where he is on a hang glider and comes in firing guns. It's just, that sort of thing is just too over the top for me. I know I've said in previous videos before, a lot of stuff in horror movies, and this is definitely not a horror movie, but it's a John Carpenter movie. A lot of this stuff is over the top. A lot of it's outrageous, but holy Lord, a surfboard and hang gliding, give me a break. This movie even copied down to Snake Plissken having his leg injured towards the end of the movie, and he had the limp, exactly like he did in Escape from New York. It's just, this is out of control bad. I did not like this movie at all. I like it less than I did when I didn't like it in the 90s when I saw it in the movie theater. All right, that's it. Those are the 4 movies that I watched this week. Easily my favorite of the 4. It's real close for me between Halloween 3 and Escape from New York. My least favorite is easily, hands down, no doubt about it, not even close, Escape from LA. I thought that movie was awful, and it pains me to my soul. As one of my good friends out there I know is a fan of that movie, and I love John Carpenter, I sincerely forgot how bad that movie was. Holy crap. Alright, I'm going to get out of here. Let me know down in the comments section if you've seen all of these movies, and if you have, how you would rank them. I'm going to say Halloween 3, Escape from New York, Halloween 4, Escape from LA. Halloween 3 and Escape from New York could, flip-flop at any given moment. Alright, I'm going to get out of here. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this video and you've been enjoying my content up to this point, please do me a huge favor. Click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching. You better pick better movies next week, pal. And that hat's mine too.